I remember the day that completely shook me as a trader. The screens in front of me were alive with flashing numbers, the buzz in the market was louder than ever, and everyone around me was convinced that this was the opportunity we had all been waiting for. Social media was flooded with charts, analysts on TV were shouting targets, and friends were sending messages saying this was the time to get in. I wanted to believe it. I wanted to feel like I was part of that wave of excitement. And so without a second thought, I placed my trade. Options on one of the hottest stocks of the day, no clear strategy, no stop loss, no real plan, just the belief that this was going to be the turning point of my journey. For a brief moment, it felt like I had made the smartest move of my life. The screen turned green, profits showed up instantly. My heart raced with the thrill of finally getting it right. I could see thousands in profit, and I thought this is how it begins. This is how people become legends in the market. But what I didn't realize was that this exact mindset was about to cost me more than I could ever imagine. As the hours passed, the news flow shifted. A small update came out, sentiment started to turn, and the stock that had been climbing suddenly began to fall. At first, I told myself it was nothing. Just a little pullback, a chance for the market to breathe before the next big run. But it didn't stop. The red on my screen kept spreading. The value of my options started to melt, and with every tick, my hope began to fade. Instead of closing the trade and taking a small, manageable loss, I froze. I kept waiting, telling myself it would come back, telling myself that if I just held a little longer, the reversal would happen. But the reversal never came. The hours dragged on like a nightmare, the losses piled up, and by the time the market closed that day, my account was down by $50,000. In a single day, half of everything I had built was gone. I sat there staring at the numbers in silence, my chest heavy, my mind blank, not knowing whether to scream or cry. That night was the hardest of my life. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't distract myself, I just kept thinking about the mistakes I had made. I sat at my desk with a notebook and started writing down the truth. I had no plan. I had no discipline. I let greed blind me. I treated the market like a casino, hoping to win big in one shot instead of respecting the process. And the market punished me. Not because it was unfair, but because that is exactly what the market does. It is a place that rewards discipline and punishes carelessness. That day hurt me, but it forced me to grow. It forced me to wake up and see the truth that I had been avoiding. The truth is that trading is not about getting lucky. It is not about following hype or chasing someone else's conviction. It is about rules, patience, and discipline. I realized that every great trader I had ever read about survived not because they were always right, but because they knew how to protect themselves when they were wrong. I realized that risk management is not optional, it is survival. A stop loss is not weakness, it is protection. Small, consistent wins matter far more than one big gamble. And most importantly, the market is never wrong. We are wrong when we let our emotions take control, when we let fear or greed dictate our decisions instead of logic and planning. The markets here are the biggest in the world. We see names like Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, Google flashing across the tickers every single day. We see forex pairs moving. We see Bitcoin and Ethereum spiking up and crashing down. Every headline promises a new opportunity. Every tweet promises the next big move. It is so easy to get caught up in that noise, to feel like if we don't act right now, we will miss everything. But that feeling, that fear of missing out, is the same poison that has destroyed countless accounts. I lived through it myself. I chased the noise, I chased the hype, and I paid the price. And that is why I am telling you this now. Because you don't need to make the same mistakes I made. If you are trading these markets, understand that the temptation will never go away. There will always be a stock trending, a coin pumping, a rumor spreading. But your job is not to chase all of that. Your job is to prepare. to define your risk before you enter, to know where you will exit if you are wrong, to accept that losing is part of the game, but blowing up is not. If you lose small, you can fight another day. If you lose big, you might not get another chance. That is the difference between gamblers and survivors. That is the difference between people who fade away and people who last long enough to succeed. The day I lost $50,000 could have been the end of my journey. It could have broken me, and for a while I thought it had. But slowly I realized that pain can either destroy you or it can teach you. And in my case, it taught me lessons that no book or course ever could. I rebuilt myself with discipline. I stopped listening to the noise. I stopped chasing quick riches. I focused on education, on journaling my trades, on respecting my risk. And little by little, I grew stronger. The money I lost hurt, but the wisdom I gained was priceless. And today, that is what I want to pass on to you. Because every single day, traders in our own markets repeat the same mistakes. They enter without a plan, they risk everything on one trade, they hope instead of prepare. And most of them lose. But you don't have to. You can take this wisdom and use it to protect yourself. You can use it to guide your decisions, to keep yourself steady when the noise around you gets loud. Remember, the market is not going anywhere. Opportunities will always come. But if you destroy your account today, you won't be around to take advantage of them tomorrow. So take this story as a warning, but also as motivation. Yes, I lost $50,000 in one day. Yes, it was painful, humiliating, and difficult. But that loss did not end me. It gave me a new beginning. And if I can rise from that, so can you. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Don't let one bad trade define you. Focus on discipline, focus on consistency, and focus on protecting yourself. Because in the end, profit will come and go, losses will come and go, but wisdom, that stays with you forever. And it is wisdom that will build your future.